Should be good. There it is. Let me check the volume. Hello, everyone. Let's give it a minute. I'm about a minute early, so let's wait a minute till everyone gathers in. Come on in, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Feel free to click the thumbs up after the video if you enjoyed it. I would appreciate that. How's everyone doing tonight? If you would like to ask any, good evening, Mr. Dude Maestro. Great to hear from you. Thanks for coming. Let me pull this over here. Hang on. I have the chat up again. If there are any questions, you can go ahead and type it in. I'll look for some as we are going and answer them along the way. I always have an idea of what I want to talk about on these on Sundays, things that come up during the week, and give you some ideas on these different topics concerning ascension, if you will. All right, Dude Meister's here. Like Corey's here. Hi, Corey. Hey, say hi in the chat, everyone. Seaside Studios. Hello. Kevin's here. Great to see you. Hello, Kevin. Say hi to Annie for me, if you would. There we go. We got more and more come in. Appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Again, as a reminder, as you're coming in, if you feel like asking a question, go ahead. And I will look at the chat and get to your questions. But I think we got enough in the room now. Yep, good. Hello, James. Hello, Todd. Oh, it's Jenny. Hi, Jenny. That's right. It's your email. Hi, hon. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi. She's from down under. Great to see you, Elizabeth. Awesome. Good. We got a good crew in here coming. Very good. Thanks all again. So let's get into it. There's a couple of sayings. There's a couple. Let me move my mic a little closer. Okay. There's a couple of sayings like, "What would Jesus do?" For example, what would God do? What would Jesus do? And you don't want to do that. You don't want to put yourself in another goddamn prison. Okay, fuck that. The question is what would you do? All right. It's all about you. I focus about the self because this is the one and all, and all of you have the equal right to say that. I'm the one and all. So what would you do is the question. So there's a thing that happened this week where people would give their, in observation, they would give their resumes as if their existence needed justification. Here's my awakening. This is what I've gone through. It's great. But when you posture it as a sense of pride and belonging, and it gives you a relationship behind that. It gives you a relationship behind that where that driving willful belief system, you have to let other person know how fucking special you are. You're not special. Just like fucking Jesus wasn't special. No one's fucking special. We're all equal, run-of-the-mill, fucking typical gods, creators. And we all bend the light our own individual way. That individual way, like Sly talked in this last week about morals, it's your way. So that leads back to the question, what would Jesus do? Who gives a fuck? He's pushing up daisies. He's over there. He's doing something else. What he left behind, skewed by the management of humanity and the absolute arrogance of control by a fucking church, that's what Jesus would do. That book, fuck that. Where is the outside authority that you guys keep claiming? Humanity keeps claiming. Because they claim it in themselves, again with the resume idea. Look what I've done. I count. I belong. Please love me. Of course, the jobs want it because they're trying to assess. Person walks into your office. You already know if they're fit or not. But no one on this planet teaches worthiness or intuition and trusting the self. What would I do? What would the God do? What would this self do? So they go through processes of resume. What have you done? What is your past behavior? As soon as you meet them, their entire downloaded story is sitting in your head for you to go ahead and read. And it takes you an instant to know whether or not you want this person in your let's say, hire. In your hire. Why do I need to care when it's my universe? Who the fuck said you needed to care? Official channel just wrote in there. Why do I need to care when it's my universe? I never said that. Who said that? Oh, I know who said that. Fucking you just did. You just said that. You just took that and created a reality in that moment. Not a problem, because you can fucking change it. Now you don't have to care. Good question. So the idea about that resume is the idea about claiming the outside has some kind of authority. You're just using it in a different relationship of what? Of defending your actions? Validating your choices? Proving you're right? Saying that you belong because of all these reasons? We got to look at what we're doing to ourselves. We got to look at what we're representing. This entire collective is not depending on anybody for anything. It's just a journey. So if you knew that, and like Official just said, if you don't care, because it's your world, doesn't that give you a little bit of freedom to start to explore the self that is current? I don't care what I've done, and I don't care what I'm going to do. I don't need to be justified for my own existence. My resume doesn't make me better in your eyes. Humanity, oh yeah, they love the fucking shit out of it, but we're not humans. We're gods. All we're doing is creating an incarnation for an experience. We're an amusement park. We're riding a particular ride. If you make it more than that, then that's how you're bending your light to create your reality. So you got to look at these relationships you're having with the way you create things and your automatics. Those repetition automatics that keep you going in a particular idea. Official channel said, again, why do I need to care when it's my universe? That statement, you guys look at it. Here's a guy begging an outside authority, me, for permission to not to care. Not wrong. But you better not fucking ever ask that question again, because you got your truth. You got exactly what you knew you already knew, and now it's been validated. Don't ever fucking do it again. Why? Why would you repeat what you already know? Because you're not sure? Because you might be wrong? Your expectations are not quite filled by that? You got to look at this, guys. Every single one of you got to look at your fucking mirror, because it's screaming every day what you are being truthful about. And your truth, as we all say over and over again, creates your reality. Your interpretation, your truth is your experience. When you grab it from the outside and you place it upon the reason of a cause or effect, then whose world is that? Look, person A in another fucking state goes through this idea that you get through an attraction, and your reality brings this into your world. Why is this? Am I freezing? Someone write in the chat if I'm like freezing up a little bit. Okay. Anyways, so you get this piece of information and you say that's the truth, that these people over there that are not in your fucking world, but you make them in your world, they're not physically in your world, but you take the story that's being sold to you as the truth, which it is, and it's all true. It's all happening the way you see it in the now. Okay, thanks, Tom. It looks fine. Okay, so if that truth, this horrible thing happened, any major event that's going on, that loss of life or a cause of this or a cause of that, and they got cancer for this and this caused this. Now, let's look at that. I need you to look at that. None of that's happening in your world until you say it is. And you're interpreting that truth about the injustice that happened to these people because of this idea product caused this idea effect. You took that truth and you interpreted it and it made you mad. Whose world is that? Well, that's yours. That's your world. You just created an interpretation. You've never met those people. You have no idea what's going on in their lives. It's not your job to know what's going on in their lives. It's not your job to fix them. It's your job to represent. We cannot wake up as a collective unless the authentic internal self is represented with the highest light possible. Not this fabricated fucking higher vibration on a posture of positivity makes everyone positive. We've been trying for 10 billion fucking years and we haven't got it right since. We've been cramming these goddamn fucking positivity shit up our asses for how long, and no one's positive yet, because that's a counterance, that's a preacher. You cannot force the outside. You got to find the happiness within. It doesn't lie in structures of achievements and goals and the idea of platforms to stand on and goals to climb and become and scream at the top of my lungs, look what I've done, I count. Can't you see my resume? Am I not worthy to stand in your world? Will you not envy me for my greatness? The fuck are we doing? Well, I tell you what we're doing. We're playing the game of separation. We're playing the game of lack. And that's what we already have. Pay attention. We already know that. What don't we know? That's the investigation of a light bearer. That's what enlighteners do. They find the unknown within the kingdom, inside here, and say, what do I not know about me? I am my internal kingdom, my heaven. Let me find my throne and sit upon it once again and lead and command my nation of I am once again. Not this bullshit about trying forcefully to make things right, spewing on people because they fucking eat meat, or you got to be a vegan, or you got to do this and you got to do that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if you fucking preach it, then you're pushing your agenda upon another God, which only causes resistance because you cannot create another God in the likeness of yourself. You are already all that is. That is a reflection of you. Do the work, masters. Be intelligent, masters. Your ego, your emotions, your postures, your pride, your prejudice, your countenance creates your reality if you use those tools. And you must go beyond polarity, beyond duality, to the internal unconditional, and tear down your conditions. in order to represent, to bring your light to the palette, to the table, rather, of humanity. And shine, God damn it. Shine in the light that you never knew you were capable of being. And it's not this almighty preacher. It's a representation of authenticity in the moment, speaking your heart each and every time, showing up as yourself, not being afraid of the outside, crushing the inside with the idea of judgment, and you crushing under the weight of your own guilt. If you have guilt, you need to work on guilt and transcend that truth. What would God do if God was unconditional? Well, he wouldn't be guilty. She wouldn't be envious. He wouldn't need. She wouldn't hope. She wouldn't want, desire, or lack. She would be, I am, in the moment, and thrust her will upon her own mirror and live her eternal life like you're doing right now. But the fractal is the one that is bearing the brunt of the emotions. And it must be represented that this is a choice, not the standard. That this is the choice of a master incarnation that has opportunity to awaken itself, to evolve itself, to mature itself, to enlighten itself. And it has to be done through its own internal work, its own deconstruction, its own tearing down all of its walls, down to the foundation of emptiness once again, and return its authenticity to rebuild its kingdom as I am. Now, we all get to do that on death. Yippee! We've all done it. We've done it. What haven't we done? What haven't we done? I haven't ascended. Maybe an incarnation of mine somewhere in my past. I don't know. I don't care. Because I'm the one that's here. I can give a rat's fuck about another past life or a future life. Those are identities and resumes that I can shore up and say, look, I was this, huh? Oh, that helps me. That helps me with my trauma today. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Your trauma is you own it now. It's here now. There's no cause. Causality is reason. Reason is blame. It's an excuse for you to be a victim. It's in your head. And you got to be a master about that. You got to work. You got to thrust your will into the now, your courage. You got to mature past the childish antics of your 12-year-old personality, still trying to, oh, look at me, look at me. We're better than this. It is choice, Todd. I'm having a hard time finding a source of my guilt. It don't need the source, dude, Meister. You don't need the source. In the moment when you feel guilt, accept the guilt in and of itself. We don't need the cause. The cause doesn't uproot it. It relaxes the reasonable mind. It feels good to get a cause. I get that. We want to know reasons because we've been taught from the get-go reasons. When you were a child, why did you do that? That's wrong. You shouldn't have done that. That's the wrong thing to do. Why? Well, I did it for that. That's not a good reason. That's human, goddammit. When I am faced with my own anger, I don't care why. I am anger right now. I look at my anger and I enjoy my anger. I embrace it. I embrace my guilt. I am guilt. And I suffer my guilt so I understand it vibration, so I learn it vibration. And that knowing of my guilt, what does it do? Come on, it evolves. It evolves the self. It evolves me. Now that I know guilt, I am not guilty because I know it. When a God knows something, it does not repeat it. If you are getting reminders, that means you're not knowing it yet. When you know it, you don't get reminders. You go, I know this. And you embrace your knowing. So it's not a reason for the guilt. It may help you open a door. And if that is so, there's no seeking the causality. There is attraction. Every time you hunt and seek, you are resisting the natural flow of things. Everything is flowing to you. I did this in a couple of my classes. Bashar had written this. See if I can do this right. Stick with me, guys. It's amazing shit. Get busy. Clean up the kingdom. There was the idea of the pranic tube, Pranik, the chakras all being right here, running through you. So this represents this. So you, from inside, take energy attracted, and you create this entire bubble of creation, all of it, one and all, and you take every single dot of creation, me, everything that's in your reality, all the people you know, all the material idea, all the bent light that manifests in the form of a 3D world, reflection, bubble of reality, and you're circling it around in this wonderful infinite idea over and over. So every time you breathe, I pass through you. I become this idea, and I reflect maybe a tree one day, and maybe a car passing by the next, and maybe I'm your fucking piece of sweat that falls off of your fucking armpit. And then the next day, I am a blade of grass. And then you pass through me. You give birth to me, goddammit. You reinforce me. And you retract. Everything attracts to you. It comes to you. And you birth it out in your expression and your will. And you go, hi, I am. And this bubble forms. And it says the truth of you. And it reflects back to you. And your interpretation is your godship. It's what you are, your experience. That's what you get to get. The I am conscious. I am living. I am experiencing reality. What better can you ever have than life in and of itself, than awareness in and of itself? Your conditions take that you are by nature and give it reasons and give it cause and give it effects. And that's just another beautiful, spurring idea of creation that's allowed to be explored, that is manifest, to see the perception of suffering, to experience the perception of I am not God, to actually believe and hope and need and desire and disappointed and frustrating. We get to do this, God damn it. But once we're past our own awesomeness, once we can get over, oh my God, I'm a God, then we can go to work. And we can go to work on the goddamn kingdom and get home. We can do that, all of us. And we must represent that light so others may see the authentic light within them. When I birth out of you and I bring you a beam and you're attracted to that beam of light that says, oh my God, what is that? And it feels so good and it makes it so right. That's not me. That's you. That's what you just birthed for you to see. Oh my God, I am that authentic. I am that beauty. I can have that. I just have to choose that beautiful light that I am, and it's in here. Isn't that fantastic? It's fantastic. So I want you to see that, guys. I want you to see that representation of authentic is what a light bearer does by nature. And giving that light to the ones that can't see their own way through their own kingdom because it's dark in there with the conditions of memory and beliefs and duality and light and darkness in the constructed way of polarity. If they can't find their way home, they can't get out. Someone must represent. That is you, the one that is awoken, not a preacher, a light bearer. One that says, hey, you do what you do, but here's my truth. And you never bend. You never give in. You never negotiate. You never give an ounce of yourself to mediocrity, ounce of yourself to another. There's no negotiation. You don't do that. Because then you darken yourself. You are not here to be rude to yourself. They taught me how to be rude to myself. They taught me how to beat myself up and criticize myself and judge myself to the point I want to fucking slit my wrist because I hate it. I hate what this whole thing is about. And then I realize I get to hate. I get to be angry. I get to suffer. I get to hope. And oh my God, I get to have a good time. I get to fall in love. All from the perspective of separation. But now that I'm awake, I have a duty unto myself to deconstruct those truths, those bindings of humanity that were given to me by representation. And I will return the favor by representing the authentic. And I will allow those who attract in my world the highest light possible each and every moment, so they may journey home well in their light of themselves. All right? We can do this. That's how awesome we are. Whatever you think you are as a God, think a billion times larger than that. A billion times more beautiful. Take your happiest idea and crush it with the minuscule amount of happiness you can possibly fathom in comparison to the divinity, to the absolute divinity of your nature, of what you are by nature. And find that. So look at yourself. Look at the beliefs. Don't justify your existence with a resume. Don't look to God or Jesus or a book to wonder how you're going to behave. Trust the inside, even though this mind might be skewed, even though it may offer 1,000 solutions. You go past the emotions and you find the slipstream that exists because you are that. You are the nature of that attraction that says this is your truth, and you pour it out upon humanity and you allow them to see their beauty with your authentic representation of I am. We've all gotten enough of I am not. So don't justify yourself. Don't negotiate with your light. Don't look for reasons that others suffer and then enable that suffering with your anger and your mad and your protest and your posture against your own brethren, for God's sakes. These people are fucking forgotten. They should know better. How many of you absolutely abhorred the motherfucker who said, hey, you should have known better, and it made you feel like shit? When you never understood that reality was never introduced to you, and your mind. And this arrogant fuck said you should have known better. It's the same thing. An awake person telling some you should do this. You're trying to change the outside to get it to match the inside. How's that working out for you? Do we need another law? How many more laws do we need to compress humanity? Keep pushing them down, saying, yeah, you can't even breathe right. This is all vibration. This is why our world is a fucking train wreck. Because the vibration is horrid because each self acts upon itself in that horror. Treat yourself like a goddamn queen. the kings out there sit upon your throne once again. Don't demand reality, command it in your will. Take care of the kingdom, allow the light to shine. Fear nothing, trust law of attraction. It'll bring you the greatness and the riches that you are, but not in the monetaries of your ego, not in the external value that your mind says would be great, and the greatness of the moment that allows you to be this experience in its fullness. Do not deny what you already are. Embrace it. Embrace this journey. You're welcome, Corey. Anyways, listen, guys. I love you. Do the work. If you need anything, let me know. Classes start September 5th. Extraordinary classes. Extraordinary classes. Uncomfortable, frustrating, sometimes downright nasty. Because all you're going to do is learn how to look at yourself and see every part that you don't want anymore. And you can't get rid of it. You can't throw it away. You must transcend it. So anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate your donations. If you do feel like donating to support the channel, go ahead. If you haven't subscribed and you want to subscribe, go ahead. If you like what you heard, thumbs up. That helps get this light out there, if it is your truth. Don't do it for a reason. Do it because you can. Until the next time, I'm not sure I'm going to do a channeling video this week. We have some things coming up, but we'll get one out next week. But we'll be here next Wednesday, a week from today. If you guys need anything, you know where to reach me. Odyssey of Ascension's down there if you need anything. My email's there. Take care, guys. Rock your reality. I love you all.